all, first of all, let me tell you about the day I had real quick. I left. I left my hotel this morning at 5:30 this morning. I didn't get home till 7:45.
That's a that's a long ass day. So
No,
you
this what
worked
happened.
you worked there and then came home still?
So no, so what happened? This is what happened. I was flying home, but I couldn't get no direct flight from New York home. So I had to do a connect in Charlotte, right? Which no problem. I flew to Charlotte. It was like I had 3 hours. I got went try a new restaurant out and shit, chilling. I get on the flight. I get on the flight. We're going. They said, all right, it's crowded. It's traffic jam in the sky. So we just sitting on the runway. I've heard this shit happening. This has never happened to me before. This is the craziest shit. So we just sitting on the runway. I hear the engine go off. They didn't turn the plane off. The engines are off at this point. We just sitting on the runway. So we supposed to leave at like 1:30. No, 1:15. We didn't leave Charlotte until 2:30. So we're flying, we're going, and he said, it's like weather. It's some issues going on in Chicago, and so we're about to land in Cincinnati.
Damn.
We're about to land in Cincinnati because we're running out of gas.
No,
When
just
the
flying in
weather,
the air too long.
so yeah, so now he like we don't know what the weather's like, so now we got baggage claim numbers for in Cincinnati. So now I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is about to happen. So he don't know either. The pilot don't know what's about to happen. So everybody just in this bitch like. So we get up there. They said we gotta wait for the thing to come up for us to get off. He said you gotta know how to talk to customer service. I don't like how that sounds. Because now that sounds like it's gonna be a bunch of mad ass people talking to two people at customer service. They don't have no answers. So luckily we get there. By the time we get there, they fill up the plane. They're like, good. The weather is fine. We better leave. Now we go. They like, all right, it's gonna be some turbulence. I'm like, oh my God.
Damn, what
I
didn't
just
you
want
have to deal
I
with?
just want to get home. It was some turbulence. It was some turbulence, but I finally got home.
Was it
Oh,
like the up and down turbulence or that side to side shit? That side
just
to
that
side shit,
side.
I don't do the up and down drop, the roller coaster. I'll be all right,
Yeah,
but once you start
we had
doing,
some. We had some of that at first,
everywhere.
and then it shook a little bit. But man,
mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
it was dog. At that point, I just wanted to get home.
I feel you. That's a long
That's
day.
it. That's
I
it.
don't do. I do
When
direct
they said
only. I couldn't even
I
do it.
do, yeah. Listen, and this the problem. This is the problem. First of all, I wasn't supposed to be going to New York. They called me. This company called me late on a Tuesday, so now we got to scramble and find flights to New York. So it was cool going, but flying back, I had to go fly out of Newark. I didn't even fly out. That's another thing. I didn't even fly out of New York. I flew out of Newark. So
Damn, had you all
we
over.
couldn't find a straight flight from New York to Chicago or Newark without it being like $1,000. So it's like
They
I
got
went
it.
on free.
Pay up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. So I do the connector was cool, but it just turned out to be a hellhole from a shit show. And this is why I don't do connecting flights.
Mm-mm.
This is exactly. If I didn't do a connecting flight, I'd have been home at 11:30.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's never my day. But we hit a pod. I wasn't gonna not miss this shit though, because I had to talk. I had some shit to talk about. We had to celebrate for Jonah, the Timberwolves, and the Western Conference Finals and shit. Man, it's a woo,
Yeah,
woo.
here.
Oh, we
We
ain't talking about
here.
none of this shit. We ain't
This
talking about
man
none
is
of that.
so chill. I was about to call you Zen
Indeed.
Master the other day.
No, he the calmest person. Listen, man. If y'all fuck around and win this thing, you got to get fucked. We got to get fucked up. Okay, for you. I think have we even had a beer together before? Maybe at the Cubs game we had a beer together.
Mm-hmm.
The Bulls game, I don't know.
Cubs game for sure.
For sure, the Cubs game.
You got
got
to
to
in the
drink when you go to.
bleachers,
You got to drink when you go to the baseball game. How you go to that shit sober? I don't know. And I love baseball, but we're not gonna go off on that. But
especially if it's hot as
welcome,
hell.
right? Especially welcome. It's episode 53 of Uncommon Commentators. Your favorite trio, Jay, Jonah, Zoe. Did I say Zona What I say, John? It's been if I mess your name up, I am sorry. I am so sorry.
Zona.
Zona. Make a
Means
t-shirt.
it right there.
All right, though, man. How was y'all weekend? I mean, I know y'all been watching hoops. I knew no talking. I was so busy.
Yeah, y'all were
In the
busy.
group
I know
chat.
you were busy.
I was super busy, but man, how was y'all weekend outside of watching hoops and shit, man?
Weekend was decent. Saturday, watched a little sister graduate. Well, one of her graduations. Got another one in a couple weeks, but
that's what's up. That's what's up.
yeah,
Let's
congrats,
see,
little
graduate.
sis. Nice. And
Yeah,
then
what's she
That time of the
graduate
year.
from? Yeah, it is.
so she was taking some college classes at Triton, but she's still in high school.
Hmm.
So it was the Triton Community College.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
little
that's
smart
what's
ass.
up.
Yeah.
Right. That's
And then
what's up, man.
yesterday, a little date day, went mini golfing, had some lunch for some hoops,
That's
and then
what's
did a
up.
nice little closet purge. I got rid of a lot of shit. It was nice.
That is the best.
It felt
That is
so
the
good.
best. That is the best. That's
Need
what we've
that.
been doing with us packing and shit. I've been throwing shit out. I've
It's
been
gotta
throwing out
go.
toys. I just been throwing shit. Y'all don't play with that shit. Garbage. You don't play with that shit.
Nope.
Garbage.
Gotta go. Bye.
All that shit out. But Jonah, what you do this weekend? I mean, I know you hoops. I know.
The Wolves been keeping me busy, man.
Yeah, you been
These
getting
Wolves
shit on
been
too, on
keeping me
Twitter, too.
busy.
Yes, they have. It's
Off
been,
days, I'm still locked in. We're finding something.
'cause, man,
And we got W hoops going on. If there's not any NBA on, there's always something. There's always some hoops to watch. I'm always locked in. I'm always tapped in.
I imagine that usually at this part of the year, May 20th, you are probably looking at draft prospects or writing about.
I am so
draft
behind.
prospect. That's
Yo,
what saying,
I'm more
like,
up than you.
because-
No.
because
Ain't
your-
no-
your
ain't no
team
way.
is-
Nah.
I was gonna say-
I just haven't. I'm not that deep.
He said, hold up. You looking at top 12 picks. I'm looking at
Oh,
everybody.
shit. Oh,
You
I know
right,
you're
you're
an
right.
expert from 7 to 14.
Oh, you know I'm right in that range too, my man.
3 on
keep it
each
simple.
end.
Yep.
I
But
just imagine you
there's-
you're writing about other stuff that you're not used to. You never written about.
Off season is always dreadful, so I'm avoiding that has been a blessing. I don't got to write about hypotheticals. I got hoops to watch, hoops to write
Right.
about.
Right,
Easy.
right. That's what's up, man. I'm glad. I'm so happy for y'all. We can just skedaddle right into that game 7, the Wolves and the Nuggets. And man, Jordan, just take it away, man. Just go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I mean, I wasn't too worried to start off because it was only I figured it would only be up from there offensively because
Mm-hmm.
nobody was doing anything. Like it was everyone. Nobody could shoot. Nobody could knock down shots. There was no rhythm. It was. Man, these blinds going crazy. They just couldn't find much rhythm. Everything was around the perimeter. Nobody wanted to get inside the arc, and that's where it kind of like. I don't know if it's a Denver defense thing, but there were some games this series where they'd have those stints where it'd be just they were so late to get a shot. If like there's a couple possessions where they had open looks and they tried to find a better look, and that better look was not good at all. It just kind of built up on them, and Jamal Murray was getting busy. It was probably his best performance of this series, and still the second half he was
For
quiet.
sure.
It
No,
still was
it definitely was.
best first half of the series,
No,
whole
it
playoffs
definitely
actually.
But the second half was just a whole different story. Rhythm, tempo, everything. Getting out off misses. I mean, the good thing is Ant had a terrible game, but you can still find pockets in his game where he's making the right passes, making the right reads. He only had one turnover all night, so it's like if the only mistakes are going to be missed shots, you can live with that.
Mm-hmm.
But all the playmaking stuff has just been so comfortable. But it was just like a little bit of everyone. Jade was so consistent offensively, and when he plays, when he scores, I mean, Ant says like he's always gassing him up in the post game pressers. But
Always.
when
That's
his
his man.
scoring punch is there, it's so difficult. It's such a cherry on top for like everything else. Cat was just consistent. He was making the right reads. I mean, last 2 games, he was making the right reads, passing, playmaking, decision-making wise. There wasn't any like crazy drives that you usually see with him where it gets all like predetermined and he You don't know what's gonna happen, but he was just comfortable. They kept putting single coverage on him on these post ups over and over, and he was just feasting on a guard every time. It's just get Aaron Gordon off him, and it's easy. It's or KCP even get Jamal and Christian Brown and Reggie Jackson even on him. Like that's he's gonna eat.
Eat every time. I didn't get to see this whole game because I was still like out and about working and shit, doing shit. But I gotta run this shit back. I'm gonna run this game back tomorrow. But just seeing like the highlights and just seeing how people. First of all, I saw people like a lot of people talking about the Nuggets supporting cast, but I know they didn't show up. But I feel like sometimes in game sevens, sometimes the role players don't show up. Usually it is.
You got to
Game
ride your
sevens
stars.
Game sevens
Yeah.
are so weird. Period.
Think about like the Warriors and the Cavs game 7. Like nobody was really scoring in that damn game. Like it was just got exciting in that last. If you think about that game, it was kind of like this game 7. It was like nobody was really. It was ugly. Nobody was really scoring, but the people who was
It
scoring
was ugly,
just
man.
it was just the stars were scoring. The Wolves just, man, y'all role players did y'all thing, and y'all, you know what I'm saying? It was like they picked up people. And
Nikhil was the
sometimes
only
that
guy
don't
that was
happen.
bad out of. I mean, Conley had a
Well,
terrible first half. Conley was terrible in the first half.
Nas's
straight
first
up.
stint, Nas was a negative for a minute too. His run came out. I think he subbed for Rudy early on in the first, maybe like 3 minutes left or something. And I think his plus minus was like -12 by the time he came out. But like y'all kept hanging around. It was either like 8 points, 10 points. It got up to 15 at half, but you know, you guys kept it close enough for the shooting to get better and the creation to get better. I was
That's
asking the
scary
same
thing
questions.
about the Nuggets is they always kind of have that 10. It's hard to tell if you can overcome that 10-point lead or not because I think
Yeah.
I don't know what loss it was this series, but it was like that same situation, and you just don't know if you could put a run together. But I mean, they're still vulnerable easily.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, I'm just happy for y'all, man. Like I
It
said,
really is.
I ain't got too much to say. I ain't got too much to say about Game 7 all the way because I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I just went off. I seen highlights and seen what people were talking about the game, but it just seemed like off that Game 7, I feel like a lot of people are picking Minnesota to go all the way now. I feel like people are saying like y'all matchup is just difficult for a lot. It's y'all size. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like
It's the size, it's the defense.
yeah, like
Y'all good
Listen,
everywhere. You're solid.
everywhere. Like it's solid. Like when you got all those big, y'all have 3 bigs. Everybody what? All of them 6'10", 7 feet tall, right? Basically.
No, Nas
Nas
like
like
6'8".
6'8",
Nas
6'9".
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. He's still tall. That's still a big. He got long ass arms, but you get
He's strong too.
You get what
Jaden's
I'm
taller than
saying.
him, probably.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, he's 6'9".
Y'all long as hell over there. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all get a pause. Should I say pause? Pause. I don't know if that's a pause moment or not, but you know, who knows?
I respect it.
You respect it? All right, bet.
Yeah.
But y'all difficult, man. Like it's gonna be fun going forward. I just seeing a lot of people. I know people live in a moment, and it was just like, cause
Oh, speaking
go ahead.
yeah, speaking of living in the moment, Jonah, what did you think of Chuck telling Rudy to sit the second half?
I don't watch the halftime show.
He's like, I ain't see it.
Yo, hey, I stopped watching that shit too.
It's
I'm not gonna
nonsense.
lie.
It's bad, yeah.
You're not gonna
I
get
don't
anything from it.
And I don't
Nah.
really watch. I don't watch the post game show like I used to, man. Like, is it really?
I am
at the
straight to
point-
NBA.com and I'm clicking on press
Yeah,
conferences.
like, or I'm going
Yep.
like NBA TV, or I'm going to sometimes JJ Redick be having like a live show. I'll go watch that. I don't watch that no more. It's like I don't. You know what's crazy? I don't want to get off subject. I'm not sad that NBC that we might lose the show. Yo, I'm not sad about it. Like,
I'm not sad, but I just feel bad. It feels like when Jerry Krause ended the Bulls, like let the dynasty end the dynasty. Don't let the money fuck
no,
it up.
they're in it themselves.
It's like
Low-key.
entertaining,
It's
but
money.
you're not getting anything of substance out of it, which is what I'm
Yeah.
here for.
It's the nostalgia at this point. They've been rocking for so long. Like,
honestly, like I don't even understand Shaq's takes no more. Barkley still really, he still.
Well,
Well,
does
Shaq's
get
just
some
bitter
good
about
takes.
everyone at his position. That's just
honestly,
universal. It's
No,
with
right, you're right.
everyone.
You
We
know,
saw
you're
this
right.
stuff with
You're right.
Jokic. We see this stuff with Rudy. If there's a successful center in the league, he's gonna be all salty about it.
Yeah, y'all right.
poor
man.
Dwight
Y'all
Howard.
right.
Poor Dwight
Poor
Howard.
Dwight
It's
Howard.
Goddamn.
Y'all
it's
right.
crazy.
You right. No,
But I
y'all
mean,
right. Y'all
Draymond's
right.
doing the same thing. They're bringing him on the TNT Altcast, and I
Take the mic
guarantee,
take the fucking mic away from this man.
Yo,
I
yo,
guarantee
I'm
it's just
so
gonna be
tired of
Rudy
Draymond.
slander.
yo, Draymond on his show. I don't understand what the fuck him and his producers,
What producer?
what research they be doing, what the I don't understand the shit he be
Hey,
talking
hating
about.
on Rudy is gonna keep getting clicks.
It is gonna keep getting clicks. Shit, I was talking shit about Rudy still. It's just gonna happen.
Simple. It's just how it is.
It is.
It is what
I
it
used
is.
I used to talk crazy about Rudy. I just don't no more.
I don't.
Yeah, it's just I think
He's
everybody
goofy as
Rudy-
hell, but the impact is always, it's not like aesthetically pleasing. That's the thing.
Exactly.
But I
One of
think
my
about
guys
it
in the
more
group chat was going hard for Rudy. He's like, if y'all keep talking shit, and we were just nitpicking on Rudy, just to be dicks, just to fuck with him. And he was like, yo, Rudy's a plus 12. Like, all right, damn, shut the fuck up.
Hey, he is individual plus minus is plus 111 this playoffs for Rudy,
That's-
which is first in the NBA.
Damn. I wish you didn't say that because now he's gonna hear it. He didn't need to know that
Now
stat.
he gonna be in the group chat on your ass now.
On my
That's it.
ass. Thanks.
On your ass now because of that stat. I just think
And-
Rudy get all the hate because of the COVID shit.
Yeah.
That-
And out of like the top 15 players, he's the only one, 15 paid players. He's the only one remaining in the playoffs, right?
Damn.
Jaylen Brown's probably up there.
Mhm.
Actually, I don't know if his
Brown.
contract is kicked in.
Oh, is that next season's gonna kick in?
That might be it.
It might be next season.
Yo, a lot of money is gonna be paid between him and
Oh, God.
like
all right.
600 million, 650 at least.
Get it at the right
Oh.
time.
You gotta win this year.
Mhm.
We're gonna talk about them soon, but you gotta win this. You know, like we always do, when the team get knocked out, we're gonna talk about the loser real quick. I mean, is there anything special Denver needs to do? Now people want to people gonna overanalyze. People overanalyzing the supporting cast now. They overanalyzing Jamal Murray for sure. So it's like, do they need to do a drastic change? I mean, they lost to a good team.
They lost to it.
I
Exactly.
don't. There's clearly some things to fix though. Like
Yeah, it's stuff to fix it. Yeah, but
you don't want
It's an
Reggie
end of the-
Jackson
Yeah.
being.
No.
I mean, Justin Holiday. He didn't hit a three for like the last 3 games. I mean,
we talked about him last week going crazy. And what was that, game 3?
Bulls legend. Yeah.
they played Peyton
Shit,
Watson all
shit.
regular season, and he played great, but he's not a playoff player. Like you need to
Yeah.
find these players that are going to be in your. Christian Brown played great the last like 3-ish games, but he still has his shooting concerns and, I mean, just offensive concerns. He's a good cutter. That's probably his
Yep.
redeeming quality. He's a timely cutter.
The shot will get better. I mean, if you look at the numbers, it's probably increased since last year, obviously, with more attempts and more playing time. But that's one role player who I'm not really concerned about going forward. He'll take a
Just,
couple steps, and yeah,
The defense was great from him too. Like he's strong enough to be on Ant. That's half the battle with Guardian Ant
Yep.
is you just gotta withstand the force.
Mm.
But I mean, MPJ 3 of
Mhm.
12, game 7. Aaron Gordon 2 of 5. Aaron Gordon
MPJ
was a non-factor.
he was.
Yeah, now MPJ fell off this series hard.
He wasn't.
That was
He-
tough.
He had so many good looks too this series, consistently.
He wasn't playing
Mm-hmm.
the Lakers. That's all. That's all that is.
That hate wasn't in his heart.
That hate
But
wasn't
even
in
like
his
the
heart.
last like 15 games of the season, he was huge for them going into the playoffs. Where it felt, I don't know. Yeah, I mean KCP is well
is what
down
he
the
is.
board.
He
he is what he
kinda
is.
long in the tooth, but
I don't think you can throw much blame at his way because it's just like
No,
you know
no.
what you're getting.
Yeah, you just exactly. And I think it's more so like like always, social media in general, people are going to overanalyze stuff. So, is you have to make some changes to that Denver roster, but like we said before, all this like they're not a great team. They're just a overall solid ass team.
Overall,
Like who,
solid.
you know what? They can go on that type of like Spurs run, like we said. Like
I was just thinking they take a year off, they come back, retool a little
yeah,
bit on that
like they're
back
not.
end.
Yeah, they're not gonna be like no Warriors. They're not gonna be like no shit like that. Like they're gonna probably go
The
back
league
to
is
back.
just so much more deep,
Yeah,
even from like 5, 10
Yeah.
years ago.
exactly.
It's tough.
It's
Was
very
it
tough.
six straight year, different champion now?
The
Yeah.
Mavs are a 5 seed right now, and it doesn't even seem like that big of a deal.
And think about it doesn't. And think about like
Teams are good.
Teams
think,
are good.
when you said that about how like when we think about like different champions in the last 6 years and it's deeper. I'm thinking about like we're like with Duncan, and you don't realize that he never went back to back. So it's like they had a crazy ass run when they won 3 and 5 years. They didn't have to go back to back. But I say all to say is like it's kind of like that at that time where it was a lot of teams. Like you had Kobe and Shaq, but it was still teams you had to go through. It wasn't like you were just gonna dominate. You know what I'm saying? Like so like after Shaq and them had that three-peat, it was like anybody can win. This
It was up for grabs for a couple
you
years.
you
It got passed
you had
around.
the Pistons, you had the Heat, you had the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't just like one team. So y'all might be right. We might be kind of back in that era now, like where, of course, we're gonna get a new champion this year, and next season, who knows? We could get a new champion next year. So I don't think Denver needs to do anything drastic. I don't think they need to be like trading for some huge ass name.
Nah,
I mean,
no, stay away from
Joker-
that.
Joker is in his prime, like now, like
And he's gonna have a
Not 3
lot. I
years
feel
ago.
like his prime is gonna be like till he's 29 right now. I can comfortably say he could play at this level for 3-4 more years, like this.
I was
top
just
level.
about to say 3-4. Yep.
absolutely.
The way he does it,
yeah.
if he stays, I mean, obviously, everyone's health is a concern, but if he stays healthy, the way he plays his game, you got no concerns.
Injury for
none.
him just seems like it'd have to be like a fluky thing too. Like he's just so grounded.
Yep.
Mhm. No, yeah,
He's not
yeah.
just run
Smooth.
jump.
That man came off a little screen, hit a
He
15-foot
randomly-
jumper like Rip Hamilton.
That was
he
crazy.
randomly dunked at the end of the game, game 7. I did see that. That was interesting. Him randomly dunking like that.
He's
But
got
I like
bunnies.
Jaden trying to do a park dunk on someone
Mm.
for no reason.
for no reason.
Came with the finisher, got
reason.
fouled.
For no reason.
He's
for no reason.
hilarious.
I do like the shit talking. I do that Ant does, and just with the Denver crowd. But one thing I noticed, and I said something on Twitter. I don't know, like people was weird about it, but because I don't care. I think players shouldn't be fined for this, but players can just be cussing like that now at the press conference. I like it. I don't give a fuck.
Ant does
Cuss-
that every
They
game.
can cuss everywhere, anywhere they want.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Ant does that
and I've
every
seen
game.
and I've seen other players do it, and I never see like this player's been fined notification for saying this at the press conference. I guess now you could just cuss, which I don't mind, as long as you're not cussing out nobody. As long as you're not cussing out a reporter.
No,
I
I feel
Ant
think
will
it's
cuss
just
out
if it's like
somebody.
malicious
He'll cuss out a
or
fan.
towards an official or
yeah, like, cause remember they couldn't say shit. You couldn't say shit. You couldn't say none of that. It was like a fine. So I like that. I just noticed like, damn, shit has changed real quick. David Stern turned over his grave, man. You know he don't like no shit like that.
He looked at Ant's hat.
Hey, you see Ant's hat and how this shit broke off? You know he don't like
He
that
would've-
shit. Oh my god.
Hey,
He'd have a heart
Ant would have
attack.
been in David Stern's office today. He would have been in New York, off the PJ.
Yes, dog. Yes. Man, you know he is mad as fuck about Halliburton's fits. Rest in peace to that man, by the way. We just these all jokes. Rest in peace to this man. But you know damn well this is why he had a fucking dress code. But bring it
different
back.
time.
Hey, bring it
Absolutely,
back.
We
Bring it
need-
back.
Now we need a regulation with this. For somebody who just, you know, I dress comfortable all the time. You got to have a boundary. You gotta have a boundary with some of this shit. But I digress, man. I don't want to sound like an old man because I really don't give a damn that much. You know what I'm saying? But I just noticed things. But anything else about Game 7? About your Wolves moving forward?
I mean, just
Before
with
we move on.
Denver off season, KCP as a player option, so that should be interesting. I'm guessing he
How much
opts out
is
of
it?
that. 15 million.
Ooh,
15 million
might
is
take
15
that.
million. He might take
How old
that,
is he?
why I asked.
I
How
think
old
if
is
he could
he?
get,
Might be like
he's 31. I think if he could get multiple years for
okay,
the
gotcha.
same amount, he would
Oh,
take a different
yeah.
deal.
So if he can do like
so
2
what?
for 30,
Instead of I was about to say something like that. 3
You
for
get the
30.
same
for-
thing, just
three-
another
three
year out.
45,
You take
3
that.
for 45. Yeah. Do like a 2-year with an option or something like that. Okay, I'll opt out. Yeah. If he was older,
Reggie
if he was like
Jackson.
30, if he's like 35, he
Is that a
opted
team
in.
option?
Who, Reggie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, he's player.
Damn,
million.
y'all fucked up. That's $5 mil
How
gone.
much?
$5 mil.
million?
5.
Oh yeah, he opted in because I can't see Reggie Jackson getting $5 million on an open market. I mean,
He's
I've been
probably a minimum
surprised
guy.
before. Yeah,
Yep.
but ain't no way his performance has not been $5 million worthy for somebody to take a chance on doing that. So yeah, he's opting in.
And do they have a pick this year?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe they hold their own pick.
All right, so they're
So,
picking
I mean-
25 to 30 somewhere.
Last year they tried to go with like experienced players, and none of them really played. I mean, Strother played to start the year, and shooting was his counting call, and he could shoot the ball, so it was rough. Because their other rookies were 24 and 25, and they didn't get anything out of those guys. So that pick should be interesting, to
tough.
be honest.
Yeah.
it's
In a-
definitely tough
In a weird
It-
draft.
it's-
Yep.
Yeah, in a weird draft. It's when you're a team that's always playing deep in the playoffs, like your GM and your scouts got to be on it, like on these late picks because you're gonna need them at some point. Because
Even if it's regular season and you're taking, if you don't want Jamal playing 38 minutes a game in the regular season,
yeah, like you gotta, man, you can't be missing on picks and shit, even if you are a good team. So
they could trade it for a player too. We'll see.
yeah, I wonder who they need. Oh man.
You
Is
can
it
always
just-
use a wing, always use shooting, always use a big.
Always.
They're in that situation where they could like anything, any extra rotational player. It kind of doesn't really matter what it is. Even if it's a
Yep,
backup
just-
5, it'll fit.
Just produce, contribute something, positive minutes. All they're
Mhm.
looking
Yeah.
for.
Man, because if they had somebody give them positive something in Game 7, we could talk about something different. But good thing they didn't.
That's how game
Hey,
7s be.
We wanted it. We wanted this. I think we all wanted this Western Conference Finals. All three of us, I believe.
Yeah, Joe was right. He said Timberwolves in 7.
He did. We said 6, but hey, I
He said
take it.
6. Yep.
We definitely said 6, but hey, we take it. But yeah, shout out to the Wolves, man. One more time, shout out to the Wolves. Man, I need to get some Wolves gear, man, for sure. Especially
Retro stuff's
that
fire.
retro-
I might
Oh
get
my
the Kevin
God.
Garnett little retro. That's acceptable everywhere, you know.
everywhere. Hey, y'all see his little clip from his podcast? Talking about he the only one who is certified to root for the Celtics and Minnesota if they go to the finals. Y'all seen it? Oh, I got seen
I get it.
Even though Paul
Whatever.
Pierce is there was Joe KG was he's funny, he animated, but Paul Pierce almost took the damn funny out of that shit. He's such a cornball.
He does that. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, Pacers, Knicks.
Hold up. We still in the West. Dallas
Oh, we are,
OKC?
aren't we? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
my bad. Let's reverse. That's my reverse. That's my.
Okay.
I was running,
Okay.
I was running on no little.
Yeah,
sleep.
no, you
Here we
good.
go.
You good. I feel you.
Mavs in 6. This is what I wanted. I've been on that. Even though it's like I had a weird timeline of questioning Luca, and then a week later going to see Luca live, and then I'm like, yo, I am on board with this. I am on board with this man. In all like 2 weeks time, and I've been wanting him to go far, and then Kyrie, like he matured, man. It's like I'm happy to see him. I feel like we don't hear about him. I feel like we talked about it last week. He dove into this role. Like I feel like he found a place in Dallas with Luka, with his organization. I feel like a lot had to do with Mark Cuban, but as well, like the whole family thing. He probably needed some shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Like just
a good solid organization. Finally,
yeah,
it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. So he needed this shit. So, but man, fun series. We had some sloppy shit, but I think that happens in a long ass series. You know each other.
You're bound to get some nonsense here and there.
And including the playoffs, you didn't play each other every time 3 or 4 times in the regular season. So at this point, you like 9 games deep. It's like it's gonna.
Hey, that division rival. Sometimes
man, so
it
get like
tell
that.
y'all.
But you always talk about your divisions. But fun series. Shout out to OKC. Zoe, you started off, man. Your takeaway.
Like you said, Luka, Kyrie, we know up top they're gonna do that thing. I've been rocking with them since preseason. But then this trade and these role players, PJ, big acquisition. Gafford had some moments here and there this series, but he was kind of bad. But Derrick Jones Jr. stepped up. I know a lot of Bulls fans were joking about him last offseason, declining the player option, and then signed a minimum with Dallas. But you're playing with Luka and Kyrie. Like, look at that. And look what happened.
Options is levels.
And
man.
look what happened.
Do I come play with this or I go play with Luka and Kyrie? I don't think that's a hard decision.
And you got Luka putting out triple doubles. Kyrie's hooping. These role players keep playing well.
Yes.
I'm high on them still. You know, it's going to be a good series with Minnesota. I mean, you guys are going to play good defense. These guys are going to try to score. It's a nice little clash.
I wish it wasn't going against Minnesota, honestly, at this point.
Hey, it was at some point our teams were going to – we like too many teams.
I mean, because the league is just that fun. Like you got players, and I mean, look at the 2 teams, like all the personalities, especially with just Luka and Ant alone, the personality. I mean, Kyrie got a personality, but he been real tame, so I'm not even going to include him in this right now. But Jonah, what's your takeaway from this series, man?
I mean, it was a lot of the same as we saw in the Clippers series, where just the offensive rebounds stood out a ton from Dallas. Like Lively was going crazy on the offensive rebounds, Gafford, Derrick Jones Jr., and just all their big athletic players. And that was kind of the thing.
They crashed that shit hard. Like,
and that was the issue with OKC. Like a lot of their issues was rooted in rebounding, and it was kind of that slippery slope of, do you go out and get like a traditional big to get these rebounds that's going to limit your offense and everything you do offensively, and take away from your kind of like 5-out pace and space kind of deal? I don't know. It's tricky.
Drummond for a couple seconds, I would have taken his ass over.
I don't think Drummond would play for them.
Even just to get the boards 8 to 12 minutes, they were lacking. They needed somebody.
I just think it's such a tricky, like Jalen Williams is playing for a reason.
Are you saying Drummond wouldn't want to play for them, or he couldn't play for them?
I don't know if they would throw him in a playoff context.
Yo, they didn't throw Gordon Hayward in, so maybe shit.
Gordon Hayward has been terrible for them.
Hey, I'm a defendant.
What did I tell you when that trade happened?
And he said they weren't using him properly. He had the audacity.
I believe it. Fuck that. I believe it.
No, bro. What did I say when that trade happened? What did I say? I said, what is
it does nothing. It does nothing.
He's not going to do anything for them. And he did.
He got freed. I was hoping for some production, but it was bad.
He didn't show anything to be worth minutes.
It was
bad.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what your priors are. If you aren't producing when you show up in a trade at the end of the season, they're not going to say you did well in Utah and Boston. Let's give you minutes. Like, no.
Bro, I don't even remember none of his highlights from Utah.
It's been a minute.
That shit up. Right? I don't even bring that shit up. I gotta go on YouTube to even remember what he did in Utah. Honestly, I can't remember.
Same game, more freckles, more acne, same shit though.
Yep. I remember his ankle breaking more than his. Honestly, That sucks.
Mm,
Man. Damn,
okay.
Gordon.
But yeah,
But I
so
told y'all he wasn't gonna do
the
shit.
rebounding, yeah, whatever.
I'm just saying. The rebounding was bad. First of all, I saw people doing dumb shit. It's just Twitter. That's why I mute a lot of shit. People saying, "Is this the worst first seed ever?" Listen, we've seen first seeds lose to eighth seeds,
Yeah, can we?
so we can just stop there. Just stop it there. Leave it alone. Why? Why we gotta do that? They lost to a good team.
I just want to see what the direction is this offseason because I was cool with them doing the whole. We talked about this. I was cool with them doing the whole seeing what we got and working from there. It's tricky because they're gonna have to pay Chet, Jalen Williams the same year. Like that salary space is gonna get tight quick. So in a way, you don't have a ton of time, even though you have all these young players. But I think it was still good to kind of see like where are issues, what do we need to get at. Like SGA was certified, Jalen Williams shaky, but he's still
Shaky.
really solid for a guy in
Very
his second
promising.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it was just because he had such a good regular season that people were down on him a little bit more. And I mean, I don't know if I think it was more of a Dallas defensive thing because like he couldn't get to his drives as much, or I don't know. Derek Jones Jr., PJ doing a good job. They have size down low. I don't know. Dallas's defense has been really good the last
surprisingly
It
good.
has.
Like they've
Would
been
never
able to
would
get. If Luka's your weakest link and he can at least just move his feet and get his body
all you
on
gotta
someone
do.
that's not as good of
all
a
you have to do.
driver, it's just like don't be stupid off ball. And in the playoffs, I feel like you can expect someone of his level to be locked in because they're already just on the other side of the ball. It's like you just need something. Kyrie, smaller, but he's still going to get the job done. Like it just seemed like Dallas just came to capitalize off like every single mistake OKC kind of made throughout these games.
OKC kind of showed some of their youth. I will say this though, SGA is certified.
Yeah, stamped.
He's stamped. Like, yeah, he's a certified hooper. Now, is he in that? Do we add him into that? Do we add him into our superstar column? Could we all three of us kind of feel the same way about superstars? Like, we just don't give that to anybody.
No, not a superstar.
I think he's
not
safely,
after 1 year.
honestly.
You think
A superstar?
Yeah. The defense was there this year.
Yeah, man, I think
Didn't he average like 29 last year?
I think so. Hey, I'm getting.
Is this year two he averaged that much?
But I
don't think.
I will say.
He averaged 31 a game last year and 30 this year.
All right, let me shut the fuck up. All right. Hey.
No. Because that's what
know when you're wrong, admit it. All right, he's stamped. We good.
Man, I asked last week, like, what's he averaging 30?
He was a top 5 player this year.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing that. This year, I need a couple years. When you said last year, brought that back up. Okay, we talking now. And he's gonna do this for a few more years at least.
I could say you could say it's like a result of OKC's schematics, but in the same way, it's like nobody's really going to fluke into playing that well for an entire season and do it in the playoffs too. And especially like with the drives, stuff like that.
Yeah, you drop him on any team, he's gonna get his buckets. Like he can create anywhere. 3 levels, he's got it.
He can do it all. And remember we talked about that like before the season, like if he can just have not like you ain't gotta have no damn super clip from the arc. As long as you can just make some shots from there, and people know you can make some shots from there.
If you can walk into the paint with ease.
Yes, you know what I'm saying?
And have counters.
That's what happened. Like, and what I wanted to see from SGA, and I'm from take away from Dallas, but this is what I wanted to see from SGA is, do you have that playoff gear? Do you have that like Dallas? Dallas know you. They're gonna stop your 1, 2, 3. Do you have a 4, 5, 6, 7? And he was showing he got a counter to their counter. Like he got it all. Like he just not regular season player. Like if I know he might be on the cusp for people. Like if you want to say he's a superstar this year, if you just want to say he's a star, that's fine. But I think if he does this again for sure next year, you can't keep him out of the superstar conversation at that point. I do.
Yeah, I'm not
It's
gonna
just
argue that.
It was just the consistency the whole season too. Like he was
Man,
always playing.
the
He was
whole
always getting his 30 every
You
time.
know what I think it was?
That's why everybody was
He
mad about
was-
the voting.
But last year he was putting up 30 on a bad team. Who knows? But to come back this year, do it again, right there. That's what I'm
They're
talking
still
about.
roughly 500 though.
True, they did pick up towards the end and almost make that
Yeah,
run.
They did. I mean, but I wanted to give SGA some love, man. He was a class act about everything about losing. Rewind. Speaking of that, Mike Malone, you can't be like that when you talk about the Lakers. You can't be like that when you winning and then you lose. You just salty oppressors. Can't do that. Cannot do that.
Were they really celebrating behind him? Like, could you
It
hear?
was like the room over.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I'd be heated too, but I get it. Get through the presser,
Anyway.
get out of there, be mad at home.
Yeah. Anyways, what was I saying before that? I thought about
SGA, Dallas.
Dallas, SGA,
OKC.
OKC. I forgot it, but we're just gonna keep rocking like I remember what I was talking about. Okay?
I'm still pushing OKC in this narrative that KD gets traded. Jonah, you talked about 2 years left until they got to pay Chet and Jalen. KD's got 2 years left. I'm pretty sure it might be a player option on the end of that, but oh well. 1 year in the luxury tax, maybe. But we've already seen reports of them shopping Giddey. Yeah, they got cap space
Giddy's
right
gone.
now.
I think Giddy's gone for sure.
Giddey's gone. They got all
he
those
doesn't fit
picks.
the team.
Phoenix
Back it up.
needs some players. I'm still pushing
And
this.
this has nothing to do with that bullshit with him. He just don't fit there.
No, it just doesn't fit.
That don't help. That don't help. Of course,
He's not a playoff player. He's a good NBA player. Like he's gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know when it comes down to like being on this high level of a team. Unless I mean, the thing is OKC has some of the most spacing in the league, and he still can't find minutes.
He
because
still
gets
can't.
singled out
Go get
that much.
Yo, corner three, all fucking season, right? All fucking off season, right now.
But even if you are an elite
You better
driver,
keep going.
if you're an elite driver, something like that, like you need something. There's so many players in the league that probably are the same amount of shooter as he is, but they have that other capability, and like the playmaking just doesn't do it.
No,
it's
it's
like
not enough.
Kyle Anderson's shooting fell off this year, and he's kind of in that same situation as Giddey, where it's like you can impact. I mean, Giddey's one of their better rebounders too. Simple. Like he attacks the rebounds. He has size. It's more size out there in general, and he still can't fit into this team. So it's get something because he's on his last year of his rookie deal now. Next year,
It sounds like a great fit in Phoenix, though. Someone just to rebound and pass the ball on the wing, play some defense next to Beal, Booker. Hey, I'm pushing this narrative, yo. I'm pushing it.
A point guard.
Point forward, he does it all. Little Swiss
I think
Army
that's
knife.
the big
single,
issue is
triple single.
They need that.
obviously Hoops is positionless, but and there's just plenty of teams that don't need point guards. So I think it kind of slims things down a bit. And I just don't know what his role is going to be. I don't know what the extension is going to be. Like the next 2 years of him should just be interesting.
Really interesting because I was high on him last year. I just thought like he would put it together, but this year just the fall off has been crazy.
Others stepped
I
up.
don't know if it's like Chet and other pieces stepping up, but he is taking a few steps back at this point. So he should go to Phoenix and revive that career.
He got to get traded there first, but
Yeah.
man, honestly, I like that idea of KD going there. That's fuck around and be a championship team. But I just don't see. I really don't. We're not gonna turn this to about Phoenix. I just don't see Phoenix trading nobody.
No, they're
Unless
not.
KD says I want to be traded, I don't
Exactly.
think they're moving anyone
And I
at
feel
this
like
point.
KD is not going to do that, regardless of what he say about he don't give a fuck what people say. KD is not gonna ask for a trade just for that reason,
Nah.
because he know
Ain't no way.
goddamn well
He's done it
if
too
he
many
asks for
times.
if he asks for a trade, it's going to be Armageddon on Twitter. If he asks for a trade,
It already
You
is.
can't do
every
it
time
again.
he
Yeah.
does something.
Yeah.
yeah, people will
For
lose,
real.
people will lose their shit. Oh my God, Stephen A. Smith will lose his mind.
Oh.
Oh my God. And, hey man, speaking of Stephen A. Smith, man,
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do
I
it.
am. Why is he walking into the game like we pay like he Brunson?
Dog. Because
Like
he's
he
that's
Jason
Steven.
Tatum. Like
He's the main character.
Luka.
He's the main character.
Did you see him walking into the game yesterday?
It was like he was filming
people
a
hop on podcasts and say his name.
exactly. Let's move Boston and Eastern Conference.
He got that little. He walking in cool. He looking clean.
Like he was shooting a movie. Like, bro, go to your seat.
Oh shit. Anyways, but now, back to Dallas. We was talking about SGA and talking about KD and all the other shit. But hey, KD, don't ask for a trade, man. You know what's good for you. Don't do that shit. But Mavericks. We can do a little mini preview real quick.
Little preview. Jonah, go ahead.
Yeah, Jonah. First of all, Ant basically called out Kyrie, talking about that's his matchup. I like this shit, man. This is gonna be some good hoops here. But Jonah, man, how y'all like this matchup? How you feel like y'all do match with the Mavs?
I mean, it's tricky because guarding Luka's. It's the tricky thing of you can't put 2 on Luka because he's going to find the corner. I mean, it's similar to the Jokic. So we'll kind of see. I think the big thing is if we start seeing Luka get off, do they start throwing more doubles in like they did at Jokic? Because doubling Jokic is kind of just something you don't really do. But if you get into game 4 and something, you have to change something. So I think seeing the coverages on Luka should be interesting. And I mean, I bet they'll do some of the similar stuff they did on Jamal, where Jaden will probably get the primary matchup on Luka, and they'll mix Ant in just because Ant is so physically imposing that he can kind of be that different change of speeds on Luka, especially when he's locked in. But then on the other side, I'm guessing it's Derek Jones on Ant primarily, which should be interesting. They'll probably mix PJ in. I don't know where. I'm interested to see if Luka hides on Conley. It might be on Cat, honestly.
Ooh.
He will hide on Cat.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
It's gonna be interesting.
Let's walk through the matchups. I'm interested.
Man, real quick, yeah. Let's see.
Because I thought about him on Conley. Just because you're gonna get what you get out of Luka. Put him on the least threat.
The thing about that is they're just going to spam their empty side pick and roll that they do with like every single time with Conley and Rudy. They're just going to continue to put Luka in screen, make him navigate a screen. And it's just the chain reaction off that. Are they going to bring the center up high on that like they did with Denver to try to make Rudy literally say just pass the ball to Rudy in the middle of the court and make him do something, which he did a solid job of in the Nugget series. Like he made some good passes out of there, but it's just the little things like that within the matchups that I think are going to be interesting. Conley is I was worried about Conley in the Denver series and he held his own pretty much defensively. So it makes me feel a little more optimistic with because I don't know where he's going to be, but I mean, the Wolves just have so many things they can mess around with that it makes it not as like scary with a team with, I think it's just that they're both guards or just lead ball handlers with Luka and Kyrie. That kind of makes it trickier for teams, but they got options to throw at them. So
they do.
We'll see.
This is real quick. Who you got? Who you got? And a number real quick. You gonna give me yours too, Zo. So think about it.
I think Wednesday.
Yeah, so we gotta get it off real quick.
I think I like the Wolves in 6.
Ooh.
I was about to say Wolves in 6.
Wolves in 6.
Wolves in 6. It just feels good. Like Dallas, I feel like they're gonna put up a good fight, but I feel like Minnesota's defense is just gonna end up finding a way.
They too tall.
Just you'll end up with like Nikhil out there at some point, just playing defense on Luka, going crazy.
It might actually be a Kyle Anderson series for once. He might.
Mm,
His defense on
hopefully.
Luca is
They
incredible
both move.
because he always.
They both move at the same speed, so I can see
Mhm.
that.
God, fucking
So-
slow mo minutes killing me
Speed
sometimes.
into
But
Yeah, it does.
the offense
It
is
does.
dreadful. It's
yeah,
terrible.
Dreadful.
But if a defense is good enough, you can live with it. So I
yeah,
think
I'm
it's
with
good.
you.
But yeah, man, I figured we were always gonna say Wolves. And 6 it sounds good. I mean, of course it could easily go 7, but I think honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think I
Home
might
court
be
is nice.
Yes, I think I might be kind of shocked if Dallas do win this series.
I would be.
I think I might be shocked for sure because Minnesota's really good, and we've been saying it all year, and people was not giving them their props all year.
All
People are just
year.
now- people are just
Like, do
now
they
seeing
forget
it.
that y'all were the number 1 seed for how many weeks?
Man, a long ass time.
They don't care
Oh.
because Rudy and Cat are on the team.
Huh.
This is
Big
true.
purr.
This big purr.
Can't
All
can't
right.
win.
That mean we can move on to the east. We can move on to the east now.
Cat's not allowed to salute at people.
He's not. He can't do shit. Cat can't do a damn thing. He can't be cool with his friends. He can't do shit. He can't be happy with his girl. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I honestly don't even want to talk about.
We have to.
All right, man. I'm just gonna real quick, man. Celtics Cavaliers, man.
I thought the same thing. We had to, like, plus it was Thursday. It feels so long ago.
Who cares?
Yeah, they wrapped
Your
it up.
thoughts?
Ooh. Yo, there was some
Thoughts?
dysfunction and turmoil going on in Cleveland. Like, that's what I really want to talk
It
about.
is. Oh, okay. Okay, I give you that.
Is there, though?
Out?
Is there?
He said,
Exactly. Who knows? Is it Garland? Is it Mitchell? Is it Allen? Is it Mobley? Is it Clutch?
I think.
Is it the Cavs?
I think Mitchell is very cool with being there.
yeah, I don't think
There's been
I
nothing
think
from
so,
him.
too.
There's been
Yeah.
nothing from him that has said that. It's been all outside sources.
or even his camp. Nothing from his camp. Nothing has even led us to believe that this is just him. I think it's just everybody else thinking he wants to get out of there.
I'm 100% behind that. I thought it was he wanted to get out, but let me lay something on y'all really quick. My guy was
Okay.
talking. Like I said, I thought Mitchell was going to be headed to the Lakers, right? But let's say Garland's camp is the one talking. He's with Clutch, and let's say they wanted to get him to LA and bring back LeBron to Cleveland. Mitchell,
Windhorse.
hey, my friend was speaking it into existence, just like I'm doing the KD thing, and it was making sense. He was cooking. You can run back all the early ads. Just a kid from Akron. Last
Lakers?
Rain.
Did the Lakers say yes to that trade?
I don't know. Darius Garland, whatever. LeBron. Just for LeBron to get out.
You're not going
Sign and
to say
trade?
yes to that.
If you're going to lose LeBron for nothing, you want to take Darius Garland? Come on now.
Do you know that fan base was shit up?
Hey, fuck the fan base. We were over here just talking in the group chat.
Listen, let me tell you something. If they did some shit like that, I could not imagine how Twitter will be. Lakers Twitter will be in shambles if they did a trade that sent Bron to Cleveland and they got
Sign
back
a
Darius
trade.
Garland.
Watch it happen. Because Bron's about his business. And it makes sense.
Man, Bron ain't going nowhere. Cleveland?
All the
China?
witness shirts can come out of China that they got boxed up.
I do need another witness shirt, man. Anyways, I don't want to go. We can just talk.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Boston,
anyway,
yeah.
Boston
Not much to
moved
take
on
away
the
as far
finals.
as hoops. Like, yeah.
Hell no, ain't nothing to take away.
Exactly.
The entire
Right.
Cavs team being injured for Game 5 was
Telling.
that's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. So
I
They
just
were
want to
checked
see
out.
what they. I think I'm more interested in the big group because I don't like Evan Mobley as a 5. The minutes when he played the 5 in the regular season, where the defense is as a unit, it's not as successful when Jared Allen is out there. But at the same time, are you going to invest in your young player, or are you gonna? Jared Allen's clearly, I'd probably say, the more impactful, consistent player. It's kind of hard to compare them because they're so different.
Yeah,
but
they're different.
he's proven more, and I am
Yeah.
someone who's very high on Mobley.
he needs to get a jumper. He needs to go.
He needs to be
stretch
more
his range.
aggressive. aggressive consistently. I feel like
Okay. Yeah.
It was
I could go with that.
I did like the aggression this series, but it's just that it was forced upon him. So it's kind of tricky because it's like, nope, someone
not
had to
his
shoot the
role.
ball. Someone had to
Somebody
shoot the
be
ball.
aggressive. Yeah.
He
so-
might
it
just be like a
was-
16-8 guy, and we were trying to make him a 24-10. Like it's just not his
that
game.
could be the thing. That could be the thing. Sometimes that's how you mess up a player's career. We think he one thing when he actually just this.
I think that's been the case of a lot of it. I think people kind of overcook the offensive stuff
And the
Yeah.
Chris
Right.
Bosh comps early on were
and
they
limited
were
the
insane.
defensive stuff and underrated it. But
The-
I mean, there'll be a market for Jared Allen if they trade him. A lot of
Mm.
teams would like to add Jared Allen to their team.
Mhm.
And it's that weird situation where it's kind of like you're retooling. You're still in a great spot, though. I don't know. They got a lot of directions to go. They're definitely one of those teams that if the dominoes start falling, they can easily be involved. So
yeah. There's a lot of pieces that can't get moved over there. I was on Trade Machine. A lot of contracts to move. Hey, this is what I do.
Hey, the Cleveland Cavaliers is in they are in that
Basketball
middle-
hell.
yes.
I wouldn't even say that though.
They're really
I would
not.
say-
They got
I would
they're the
say-
4
I would-
seed.
Basketball hell is not what I'm looking for. They're in that range where you're gonna keep the fan base happy because you meet players every year.
But they were one of the
Yeah.
best teams in the regular season, though. At one point, that's the thing.
They
Is like
were.
they showed you
I
can't
think when
control
Mitchell came back after his injury, they were cooking.
spite, and then
I
he had
was
his
never-
injury, and then the wheels just fell off the bus.
Yeah.
They were playing some
I
of the
was
best
never-
ball in the
They
league.
were. I
It
just
was a
never-
quiet
I
like
just
10-game
never-
win
I
streak and
just-
shit.
It was like probably longer than that. I'm
Yeah.
just never high. I'm just not high on that. And honestly, I'm just not a Mitchell fan. I
It's the
never have.
Mitchell game.
who?
Just not a
I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he can't hoop. I just not a fan of his game. So it's like Cleveland. I just like, but y'all not wrong. They were good, but it's like I just never think if everybody like if Milwaukee's healthy, I don't think they can beat them in the series. I don't think they can beat Boston in the series, even if Cleveland was healthy. I don't think shit.
Knicks
honestly, I don't even know-
healthy.
yeah, I don't
Pacers
think they-
healthy.
Yeah, I don't think they can beat them in a series. They're good. Like the Cavs are a good team. I just don't think they're just weird. Somebody gotta get traded, and I think outside of Mitchell, of course, who will get the most value is probably Jared Allen, right? No,
Garland or Allen.
It's
Either
hard to
or.
gauge Garland because it just seems so low after the playoffs.
yeah, like I
But
don't
he's
think
still
he
young.
has- yeah, I don't think he has like a. He doesn't have a good. He's not on a good path right now for people to get a.
I think
package.
Allen's
you-
probably more because his salary is Garland
It's
has
like
a lot more
20 to
years.
25 mil.
Jared
for
Allen's
Allen?
on a great deal,
Yeah,
which is
never
crazy
mind.
because when he signed that, there was a ton of slander about him being overpaid, and now it's like, damn, this is a great contract. So
It wasn't like a four for 80,
Always talking about some.
I think it was 5 for
overpaid
100.
shit all the time.
5 for 100. Either way, 20 mil a
Yeah, for what
year.
he does, yeah, that's a steal, man. What?
Yeah, Garland
Come on, man.
has 4 more years after this year. Allen has 2 more years. Spite
And Garland's
obviously in
making like
his
30 something,
last season.
30 something a
Garland did
year.
not have- Garland
He's
did
on the
not have a
rookie
good
max.
playoff whatsoever. He did not have a good playoff whatsoever. So I can't imagine what you even. But you know, it's the NBA. People will still be like, you know what? We'll take a chance.
You start breaking it
Yes.
down. Well, if you look at the minutes where Mitchell wasn't on the
Yeah.
floor,
And then you start looking dumb when you did that and you traded for his ass, and he's really not that what you
Yeah.
thought he was. But enough of this series. Enough of them.
yeah,
Enough
no
of
takes
the
on
Celtics.
Boston. No takes on
None of
Boston.
that. On to the Pacers and the Knicks. What a damn series. I think anytime the Knicks is involved, it's always going to be an interesting series, but it was fun. I will tell you this. Being out in New York this weekend and Sunday, I will say the energy was nervous in New York. I felt it. I felt people being like, people knew shit can go left because of injuries, and shit went left.
was already
Shit was-
headed that way, and then OG got the nod. I was like, all right, Willis Reed all over again. They're gonna try that shit. Hear it, because you know that they were
Oh my
gonna bring
God.
that up. They were bringing it up
Yeah.
before that.
If he, had
So
if he had a great game, they would have played that shit down our throat all night long.
yeah,
Oh my God.
but the Tibbs, I don't even want to say it's Tibbs. Like the injury luck just bit the hell out the Knicks. Like I said, it was tough to get into that series, knowing that they were already down. They got hurt more. Brunson went down game 7. It's even worse, just to icing on the cake. I don't want to take anything away from the Pacers because you still played well, you advanced, but it was a tough watch.
It was the Buck. First of all, not the Bucks. The Pacers just got the craziest luck of being able to move. They on some Atlanta Hawks type shit from a few years ago. Even though I don't think there was a lot of injuries when the Hawks did. I don't know. I'll look at that later. But I'm gonna start with the Knicks real quick. I know a lot of people want to blame Tibbs, and rightfully so. He played into a part probably with players breaking down. I mean, we know all too well, all three of us, about that experiment, how that goes. So it's like, we know. It still bothers me to this day. But I don't know if Tibbs is gonna be gone or anything like that. But some of these injuries were just fluky injuries. But then like an abdominal strain for
oh yeah, Josh Hart. That was crazy too. Just
that the minutes he's playing, guess what? What Tibbs is doing probably did play a part into that. You know what I'm saying? So, but with all that being said, they had all them issues and they still had a game 7 at home. But there's only so much you can do, man. Even playing at home, a Pacers team that's fairly healthy. I mean, and then your best player get hurt at that. So it's like, man, Knicks had a great season. I'm gonna get Knicks had a really good season. And people forget the Knicks was hooping. Look, Julius Randle been hurt for a minute. Like when he get hurt, January?
A long time. January, I think it was January.
Yeah, because he was out for the All-Star game.
Yeah.
So this has like their run. They showed you their run was without Julius Randle.
They played so well without him. There's reports of people watching. You need to chill, but
I see mixed stuff. I know some Knicks fans want him gone. Some Knicks fans want him. So
moving from McHale to Brooklyn.
Would Brooklyn want Julius?
Hey, the reports came out again today. I'm just sharing what I saw. I'm not putting nothing out there.
For Julius Randle, straight up.
I didn't see that trade specifically, but the two conflicting reports. McHale's rumored to go to the Knicks and they'll overpay, and then Julius Randle's situation being monitored by a bunch of teams. That's all I'm saying.
I got you, man. I have seen about McHale going to the Knicks, but
that's been going. That's the Villanova squad.
It's just OG with some more shot creation, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, does it even help them? That's like the same.
But that's a Tibbs. That's a Tibbs guy.
It is a Tibbs type of player for sure. But I really don't have too much of a takeaway from the Knicks, man. I feel like they got
a good spot to be.
They don't have right.
It's just health.
It sucks. It sucks if you lose game 7. But like you said, it's just health. You know what I'm saying? It sucks, but I don't think they had to make no drastic changes. Do they got to make some changes? Yes, but I don't think they had to be like
bring back Alec Burks.
Worst case, you trade Julius Randle and get some assets and maybe a different player on your team, and you run it back with. I mean, the Hartenstein should be. Hartenstein. I think Hartenstein's more of a conversation than Randle is, honestly, because he was just so important to what they did, and I like him so much more than Mitchell Robinson as a complete player. So,
no doubt.
Yeah,
we'll see
for sure. Mitchell Robinson is not. He's
defensive big. Clint Capella. Play defense, rebound.
I bet you know. Tibbs look at him like Joe Kim.
Tyson Chandler.
Oh yeah, Tyson Chandler. You know he look at all man. No, that shit just can't work like that. To give him all the minutes, he can't be playing. Mitchell Robinson can't be playing 30 minutes a game.
I would love to see Mitchell Robinson try to do Hartenstein's little push floater in the paint.
It's going over the shot clock.
That's what I'm talking about.
It definitely is. Real quick, I've seen it on Twitter. I wait to ask y'all: is Brunson a superstar now?
He's tricky for me. I think it's the superstar tag is always tricky for me, but I think
Yes.
just seeing what he did the entire season, like I think it's easier when you compare him to one player to another. Like when you compare players this season, he is for sure a top 10 player. So that's where it gets into that kind of tricky conversations. But I
And
think
that's
just the
where
pure impact of himself alone, an ability to do what he does consistently on the offensive side of the ball at his size. You have to factor that in. That's just such a big part
Mhm.
of it. It's tricky.
I'm still going with everything you said was right, and I agree with you. But like I said, that consistency, I need it this year, next year, year after that. You got to keep coming back to be a superstar. With me personally, he's a star
Yes,
though, no doubt.
he's definitely a star.
Like
And
you
I
said,
think
top 10.
superstar.
I'm with you, top 10 at times. He was right there.
I don't think everybody who's in the top 10 is a superstar.
Sometimes you got a good year. You
Yeah,
pop into that,
but
is what
this
it
is
is.
Brunson's second year with the Knicks. Damn,
Yeah, I think so.
it is. It is because they made the playoffs last year. Yeah, he's on that cusp for sure. Brunson is, but Brunson has definitely proven himself. He has proven himself, so I can't wait to see how he come back next year. I'm interested to see what the Knicks add to them. I mean, I know it's cliche to say, but when the Knicks are good, it is good for the NBA
Big
because
This
market,
was a
that
good
likable Knicks
story.
team too. A
it's a
very
That's a
likable
good
likable Knicks
point.
team.
it's a very likable Knicks team, and it's like the Garden gives a different playoff atmosphere when you're watching it,
Yo,
and
the
just seeing the
Garden
crowd.
Stars, the
The
stars been showing up.
playoffs
Marbury's been on the court
on the
waving a
card.
towel.
John
Oh, the
Starks.
players they
John
bring:
Starks.
John
Oh my
Starks,
God.
Larry
Left
Johnson.
side baseline every play. They are ahead of the
Every,
camera, man.
ahead of them. Ahead of them. Like, get your ass back. Move. God damn it. But that is like, it's cliche to say, but it is good for basketball. The Knicks are good for basketball, man, for the NBA. Look at that shit. Like, every stadium has been lit for the playoffs, but look at how that shit looked at MSG compared to everything else. Like that atmosphere is insane. Like it's nuts. Imagine whenever we do get the finals again there, like it's gonna be crazy. But I'm excited to see what Nick's gonna do, man. I can't believe this. This is the first time I've openly rooted for a Knicks team I think ever. Now thinking about it, like ever. The Knicks was so bad in the 2000s anyway, so it was like,
Yeah,
damn, they were
outside of
awful in the 2000s,
yeah,
bro.
outside of rooting for like just Melo,
Yeah,
like that
yeah, like the
was
Knicks up to '99, they in the 2000s they weren't that damn good. Honestly, when you think about it, they probably
oh,
would
so many bad
have.
teams.
They probably got like, bro. I bet you they probably had like 4 winning seasons. I just take a wild guess from the 2000s. I feel like 4 winning seasons sounds crazy, but I feel like that's all they had. I feel like they've
Yeah,
always just
maybe
maybe 5.
Eddie Curry
I'm
and
probably
Jamal
wrong.
Crawford.
I'm probably like off his shit, but I'm pretty sure I have a feeling they didn't have 10 winning seasons in the you know what I'm saying. But
It
anyways,
was some tough years. Yeah,
very tough years. But man, shout out to the Pacers moving on, man. I don't really have too much to say about this series between Pacers and the Celtics. Do y'all think the Pacers can give them any chance? Can they win a game?
I just want to
Yeah.
shout out the Pacers for consistently being, I mean, top to bottom, their entire roster showed up for this entire second round series. If you
yeah.
count
Pascal Siakam.
Obi
They did.
Toppin was he averaged 9.9 points per game, so I'm just going to count him as a part of this. But they had 7
Mhm.
players who averaged double-digit points per game in the Knicks series, and like Obi Toppin was comfortable out there. Aaron Nesmith his shot was shaky, but he's consistently playing good defense.
Solid
Nemhard,
defense.
consistently good defense, quick decisions, good ball handler. TJ McConnell getting into the paint,
Fuck
just
is TJ
walking into the
McConnell
paint.
Resurgence.
Miles
Crazy.
Turner hitting big threes, 48% from three this series, making big dunks, big plays. Siakam was shaky at times, but he found it. Halliburton, same thing. But it was just like the other guys picked each other up. Ben Shepherd, too, making big plays. A guy I liked in the draft this year.
Thank
Isaiah
you.
Jackson, a guy who I ask many times, what does he do? I don't know what he does, but he plays energetic. And he found ways to like top to bottom, all their rotational guys. I was just impressed with like their young guys, because we look at some of these other big, like even like the Nuggets, like look at these teams around the league that try to find these young players that can kind of fill in. And the Pacers just had like, they're missing Nemhard too, or not Nemhard, Matherin. I don't know. It's just good playoff experience for all these guys. And even if it is like a fluky season, I think it's just going to be such good experience for Neesmith, Ben Shepherd, Nemhard. I mean, even Halliburton. He's still 23.
Yeah.
We have the question marks, but like this is good reps for these guys. Boston's going to be a different beast because of that defense. But I don't know. I just want to see how the comfortability looks for those guys in the Celtics series, because it's hard to take away a ton from how the Knicks were playing, but at the same time, like the Knicks were playing good hoops. They were still making it difficult consistently. Even kind of there was the blowout game. There was the nasty blowout game. But like, I don't think they have much of a chance whatsoever in this year.
Well, yeah, much of a chance, but how many games we think the Pacers, how many games we think they get? 2? 1? 0? I think the Pacers they score way too much to go out. Yeah.
They might get 1.
I think they get 2.
It might be
1 for sure. They might get 2. I'm with them.
Let me tell you something right now. If the Pacers win 2 games this series, I'm buying both of y'all lunch.
Bet. Game 1 that they're gonna win is they're just gonna run up the score. Game 2, the second game that they win is gonna be because Boston. So that might be the 2 wins right there.
The Boston cannot have a Boston game.
Oh, Boston's gonna Boston.
I don't see them winning 2 games, man. I don't.
They'll get 1.
Now they get 2. They get 2 games, man. Y'all got lunch on me, man. I'm buying y'all lunch.
All right, bet.
All right. When they get that second win, that next day I'm buying y'all lunch, because I just don't see it. I just don't. I'm hoping that Boston just show up and just, hey man, we are the best team in the league. What they won 66 games, 65. What they win? I forgot what they won.
We
won 60 plus. Right.
60 plus.
60 plus. We won 60 plus. Wait a minute. How many games Cleveland win?
40.
No. I mean, what last series go? 4-1, 4-2.
That was
4-1.
4-1.
I believe it was in 5.
Is it in 5? Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a sweep, man. It's gonna be a sweep. Now this shit gonna bite me in the ass. I gotta now watch them win game 1. They're gonna fuck around. They're gonna fuck around win game 1, man. God damn.
Yeah, Zinger's out game 1 and 2 for sure. Still watching that one.
I don't see nothing.
I just want to see how the Pacers like match up defensively. So I think Aaron Neesmith is like a good guy to throw on Tatum. Nemhard probably gets the Brown. Nemhard probably gets the Brown nod. But let's say they have their best games ever. It's still like Derek White's just chilling over there for some wide open threes. You can't like overhelp. That's the tricky part with Boston is if Drew Holiday's in the corner, that's cash. Derek White just makes contested threes now. And
then Peyton Pritchard's gonna come in for 12 and slit your throat when you don't want to. Like
get like 5 offensive rebounds for no reason.
Yes, man. If Boston, I can definitely for sure see Indiana winning 1 like they got that type of offense in that team that can just go crazy. It could be a match made in heaven where Indiana go crazy and Boston have one of those Boston type games. That could be your game, your one game.
I just want to see how like Boston steps up to that. Because they haven't been. I don't think they've been like. I don't think the Pacers are going to quote unquote test them. But I just want to see them like get in that mode where
like
I didn't want to jump
that extra notch.
Yeah, I didn't want to jump the gun, but because we all have Boston going to the finals, by the time they reach either Dallas or Minnesota,
they have to be in that mode. You can't wait.
They have to, or it's you're gonna be down 2-0-2 going back.
Yeah, hell
going to the West.
You can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that shit, man. But yeah, I guess. I mean, I got them sweeping. Y'all got the Celtics. What in? I'm
5.
Apparently, y'all got them in 6.
I'll go 6. Fuck it.
I want my lunch.
I had him in 5, but
hey, Jonas, I'm speaking my lunch to existence. Okay. God damn it. Hey, all right. We all going Celtics, but we just got different.
I saw they were like minus 700 to win the series or something.
Yeah,
crazy.
Again, this East run. Oh, that's another reason why Brown should go back to the East. It's easier to win over there right now.
Send the Wolves of the East when they expand.
Yeah, that's too. Or Memphis. Either way, that'd be fucked.
Or New
Memphis
Orleans.
Or New Orleans. I ain't worried. I ain't worried about them in the East. All right, let me chill.
Yeah, please stop. We can't even get out the damn play-in. Talking about we ain't worried.
I'm on my Ja Morant. Oh, we good in the East.
Right. Let's see, man. We had an hour 15. We got a few things. We're gonna run through some shit. We had NBA. We done with the NBA, right? With the series, the playoff series.
Yeah, we good.
All right. Before I jump to the WNBA, Vince Carter jersey is getting retired by I want to say New Jersey Nets. He played for New Jersey Nets, but about the Brooklyn Nets. Now, before we jumped on, I don't know if we actually figured out the answer. Is his jersey retired by the Raptors? Did we find this answer before we got on? Because did we find the answer?
I was about to, but you hit record.
I don't believe so.
I don't think so though, because he had a bad situation with them on his way out.
Yeah, they had a bad breakup, so I don't know if it's if he did. We're gonna figure that shit out. But shout out to his jersey getting retired by the Nets.
Yeah,
I didn't think so. Yeah, I didn't think so. But shout out to
the Nets. It was a second. I think he played like 5 years there. It was a second.
Good run.
Second longest tenure, so I'll take it.
Great run there.
Isn't he their second highest leading scorer behind Brook Lopez?
He might be.
He might be. Shit, he has some
5 years, put up numbers. Jason Kidd was
crazy. He was going crazy. They went to the right. He was part of the finals teams, right?
Yeah.
He was with the yeah.
Wait
a minute. Was he not on those finals teams?
No, he wasn't. That was later on.
Was not. That was after. Damn, that's like the final was Jason Kidd, RJ, Kmart. Yeah, he wasn't there.
Keith Van Horn.
Keith Van Horn. What a name.
He came in 2 years after the last finals appearance.
That's right. Man. Wow. Anyway, but shout out Vince Carter. Shout out to the Nets for doing that. Well deserved, especially with him going to the Hall of Fame. I don't know. I would love to see him have it retire with the Raptors. I don't know if this is even the same owners that with him. It can't be. So Toronto, fix the situation with Vince Carter. If it is a situation, we don't know. We just wonder. We don't know. Get that right, because his jersey definitely needs to be retired with the Raptors, because
I don't know. I feel like once your number's retired at one place, unless you're like LeBron and you went and won different chips, one place, there's not that many numbers. All right, we got to chill on these retirements. Tony Allen is getting his jersey retired from Memphis.
No, that's stupid. But listen,
he won in Boston.
But listen, hold on.
What do you think of Tony Allen? Do you think of a Boston player or a Grizzly?
Dog, I don't think of a retired jersey when I think of Tony Allen.
Nick Collison has a retired jersey, so
he was a lifer.
But look,
so if Tony Allen was a lifer, he'd be good then.
I don't know. I'll bend the rules to make me sound right all day. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there. No, but
I'm
what I'm
bullshitting.
saying is, with the Raptors, that is Vince Carter. The Raptors is Vince Carter, man. Like they gotta make his jersey has to be in the Raptors up there.
I think the tricky
Has
thing
to
is
be.
we're starting to see more players that have been on different teams.
Exactly.
I think
That's
that's
the
kind of like the change we're seeing is like once the time settles, dust settles, when players start getting their jerseys retired. A lot of these guys are known for that one team. There's few guys that have like
Melo and Jokic. We've already talked
multiple.
about this before. 15 is cooked in Denver.
KG should be in too, but he hates Glenn Taylor like all of us. So, I mean, it's a good reason, but still sucks.
Okay. Yeah, it does.